Hi guys, what's up? It's Alex here. Today we are here with a different video on F1 2015. This is actually a difficulty comparison. I've done this on the last couple of Formula 1 games and it's always been received really well. So I thought, let's go again for F1 2015. So this is the very easy difficulty. Don't think they had this in the previous Formula 1 games. Literally the easiest difficulty that you can get. And guys, if you can share this video with your friends and everything, that would be pretty awesome because a lot of effort has gone into this video, getting all the facts and everything. So hopefully you'll enjoy it and hopefully it will be useful if you're trying to, think about, you haven't got the game, for example, and you're trying to think about what difficulty you might be good at. You can compare your lap times from F1 2014 pretty much to this because the mana from F1 2014 isn't that different to the one in 2015. So yeah, the reason why I selected the mana, by the way, is so you can see the difference. I mean, if you're in a Mercedes, you can just sort of pretty much win every race, whatever difficulty you're on. But if you're in a Mana, obviously a back-end car, you can see the real difference between the AI, where they're slow, where they're fast, in comparison to the difficulties higher and below what you're seeing. So very easy, obviously the easiest difficulty you can get. You can only get higher difficulties than this. And already by the end of this first lap here, we're nearly up to, well, we're already up into third place, but we're driving pretty much around the outside of Rosberg there. If that Mana had a bit more grip, we might have been able to do that. But we dive down the inside there of Rosberg and get up to P2. So you can see the AI, they're just really, really slow. I mean, obviously if you pick up a Formula 1 game for the first time, you literally don't know what you're doing, just put it on this, see how you get on, and then you can raise the difficulty accordingly. But for me, obviously, I'm not going to be looking at the very easy, medium, or hard difficulties, really. The one I'm going to be starting to look at is expert for my particular pace. But across the line, then, we do win our race on the very easy difficulty in a Mana. And if you don't really know much about Formula 1, Mana is basically the worst car in the game. So, obviously, you shouldn't really be winning in it. So, you can see there we finished 9.5 seconds ahead of Hamilton. And we finished 26.7 seconds ahead of our teammate Roberto Merri, obviously in the same car. So, that's why we can compare. And we finished in P1, and you can see our lap time there about 5 seconds faster than Lewis Hamilton in second place. But now let's have a look at the easy difficulty. Obviously a little bit of a step up from the very easy difficulty you guys were just watching back there, and we start pretty much in 19th or 20th. I think in all of these it's pretty hard to make sure that the random grid is like 19th or whatever each and every time. So I mean, 19th and 20th, it's not going to make a big difference wherever I start in this. It's really going to be this first lap where I overtake quite a few people there. And you can see through the first couple of corners, I have gained quite a bit of time. I'm past quite a few cars here. I'm up to 13th already. We should be braking later than these AI here. And I think I'm just a bit tentative here to go on the brakes here, but I do manage to get past Science there. So that's us up into 12th place after a couple of corners on the easy difficulty. And something about this game which I think is good, it has got a lot of difficulty levels, but I still think that F1 games and all racing games in general should have like a difficulty slider like in Project Cars and also in R Factor. It just means that you can get the exact right difficulty for you, and I see no reason why Formula 1 games, just any racing game in general, can't do that. It just would make it so much better so you can actually have a difficulty exactly for you. But anyway, here we are going around the outside of more cars. Obviously the Mana, he shouldn't be driving around the outside of cars like this, and we run a bit wide through there, but we should get the power down. I mean, I think it's just the corners really where you see the big difference between the AI. They lift off a lot more, and they get on the accelerator a lot later than obviously on the higher difficulties where they're trying to just do it pretty much like real life lap times. So that was alright. We got decent amount in the first couple of laps, but then it was just ended up in P1. It really wasn't that hard, I'm not going to lie, guys. We managed to get into the lead once again on easy difficulty, and we did manage to win the Grand Prix once again as Will Stevens in the Mana car. And on this easy difficulty, I finished 1.9 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who is sort of our benchmark in this sort of little video here. Then 20 seconds ahead of Merri, and we finished in P1 once again. Right, let's have a look on the medium difficulty now. This is, I think there's 6 difficulty levels here, so this is the medium difficulty, as it says on the screen. Anyway, we're starting in 20th. I think this is the only time when we did start 20th, but it really doesn't make much of a difference, to be perfectly honest, guys, because look, you can just go down the inside of loads of cars at turn 1, and if you'd finished in, if you'd started in 19th or 20th, I think you'd pretty much gone for the same move anyway, so it really doesn't make much of a difference here. But you can see on this first lap of the race here, the AI are visibly a little bit fast here because, you can see in a straight line as well, they're a little bit faster than you were seeing on the easy difficulty. They actually do try and go for overtakes a bit more as well. I'm not too sure if the AI aggression is sort of programmed into the difficulty levels. It'd be cool if it was. It also it'll be a little bit silly as well, because obviously even if you're not good at the game, you want the AI to be going for overtakes and sort of stuff. So that was nearly a crash there. I don't know why, but every different game mode on F1 you have to change the settings like accordingly, like the assist. It's really stupid. Like, so I've turned anti-lock brakes on now because I just seem to look up at every single corner, it looks like. But yeah, I don't know why it just turns off in different game modes, so you're gonna have to be changing these settings in every single game mode, which is just silly. Why can't you just have a single sort of difficulty setting for each and every game mode, and you know, just don't have to change it in each and every time? It's just a bit annoying. Something I've noticed in this game. Little things obviously do mean a lot, but anyway, it's going to be P9 on this first lap of the race here, so gained a decent amount of positions. And by the end of this race, guys, you can see we're not that far behind Felipe Massa in 4th, and up to the start-finish line, we're going to finish in 5th place, just about ahead of Kimi Raikkonen there. So in that race there, we finished in P5, but I think it actually came up as P6 here. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was P5. No, it was P5. Just ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. 5.2 seconds behind to Lewis Hamilton, obviously the leader. And 16.2 seconds ahead of Roberto Merhi. And you can just see there, you know, 26 to... This is the gap to Merhi. 26 in the first difficulty. 20 in the next one. 16 there. It's definitely coming down, that gap. And as we go on to hard difficulty here, I'd expect it to come down once again to Merhi. You'd expect maybe 3 or 4 seconds once again to Roberto Merhi to make it a bit closer. I mean, I'm not going to lie, guys. I think that they've done a decent job at the difficulty levels here. They've done a decent job, but there is such a big gap between all the difficulty levels. And I know most people watching this video will be opting for either this difficulty here, expert or legend difficulty. I doubt there's that many people watching this video who are thinking, yeah, I'm going to start off this game on very easy, but, you know, there might be. So that's why this video is here. I'm not going to just try out the hard difficulties. I'm going to try every single difficulty here today. But in all honesty, guys, if you played a Formula 1 game before, you really shouldn't be on any difficulty lower than hard. I mean, at the moment, I play on legend difficulty in my career mode. I play on expert in the co-op career mode, which is on the PC, because I'm not as good on the PC at the moment. But yeah, I mean, to be perfectly honest, guys, hard difficulty I found is just way too easy anyway. We were winning races easily on Lotus. I mean, we were winning by like 20 seconds in co-op career mode with my friend Will, which is also on the channel if you want to check it out. Cheeky plug there for my other series. But yeah, but I gotta say, guys, hard probably the easiest that you want to go on this game if you've played a racing game before, because otherwise it is just getting too easy, to be perfectly honest. It's just really easy, this game, on the very easy and medium difficulties. Hard is when it starts to get a little bit better, in my opinion. The AI seem to be, you know, not just stupid and braking in the middle of the corners where you can clearly just go through it at throttle, you know, some sort of throttle speed. So anyway, up to the start finish line there, you can see we finish in 9th place, very side by side with Verstappen there. I didn't realise that. We're very close to Verstappen there, but P9 in that one, and we finished 8.7 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton in that one, so 3 seconds further back than we did on medium. 13.4 seconds ahead of Roberto Merhi, and we finished in P9. So you can see there, first 2 difficulties finished in first, then in 6th on medium, and in 9th place on hard difficulty here. So you can see it's going down. You can definitely see the gap. So when you hope we get up to the expert and legends there, you can hope that difficulty sort of speed to the AI will be coming down even more. So yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I've got all the facts on a little bit of paper next to me here, and it's interesting to see how much the gap comes down between the very easy and then the legend difficulty. There is a big difference over a 3-lap race. I'll let you know about that at the end of the video. But expert difficulty, this is the one where I started off on this game. I'm always a little bit unsure, because I always think new Formula 1 game, I'm not going to be as good as the last one, but to be perfectly honest, I think I'm better at this game. I mean, maybe it's like slightly different difficulty speed levels, but I think I'm better at this game than I was at F1 2014, because I started off on F1 2014 on Legend, but I didn't play the game enough to just keep up with the AI. So, you know, I didn't have enough practice. So eventually, I just kept getting slower and slower in comparison to the AI. I had to put it down to expert difficulty by the end of my career mode, just because it wasn't fun. Otherwise, the AI was just so much faster than me. So, yeah, hopefully that won't happen the same, you know, on this game. Hopefully, I'm going to be playing it enough for it to be an interesting game on Legend difficulty for me. I hope I can get better. I mean, I still think I can get a bit of speed on the AI here. You can see I'm making a slight mistake here, and again, I think 1 position on Hulkenberg, so I do let him through here, but he just goes slow, so slow through the corner. I'm like, okay, then I'll just take that position back then. But with the anti-lock brakes off, I just seem to slide all over the place as well. So I think it's good. You see the difference. My driving is a lot better in my career mode videos in comparison to this, because just because the anti-lock brakes are on. I want to turn them off again, you know, at some point in the future. I mean, on PC, I think I run with some of the assists off. I mean, at the moment, I'm still having to run with some of them on PC. I mean, I know people were saying, "Oh, you should be running with all assists off on PC," but I just don't find it fun sometimes when you're just sliding about all over the place. It's just, I want to have a bit of fun. It's a game at the end of the day. I just want to have fun on it. I don't want to be sliding all over the place and not enjoying it. But anyway, expert difficulty, I still, you know, in my opinion at least, I still exceed what I should be getting in a manner. I still really shouldn't be getting anything above 19th, in all honesty, guys, because in real life there's a big gap between the manor and what you'd say the McLaren or the Sauber, who's the car in front of them in real life. So you can see there, we finished 13.1 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton, 5.4 seconds behind, 5.4 seconds ahead of Roberto Merri, and in 15th place once again. So a little bit better than we'd probably be thinking about finishing in a manner in real life. But anyway, here we are, the top difficulty on F1 2015. This is Legend. This is the one I play on in career mode, and I think a one that pretty much all of the F1 YouTubers do use, just because, you know, we play F1 so much. So Legend difficulty, I mean, you really should be playing on it if you play F1 games as much as us on here on YouTube. So yeah, Legend difficulty here. You can see I'm having a bit more of a fight here. You can see our teammate Roberto Merri just behind us here is definitely putting a bit more pressure on us for the first couple of corners here. And as we go down this back straight here, we're not overtaking people. We didn't overtake many people into turn 1. I was thinking about it. I mean, I could probably have gone past a couple of cars at turn 1, but then it would have really sort of ruined the sort of challenge, or not really challenge, but it would have ruined the video in a way, because it would have made like a fake result, because it's easy to drive up the inside of loads of people at turn 1, like on every difficulty really. Still, I mean, it's a bit unfortunate that the turn 1 sort of problem that has been there in every F1 game, where they're just so slow through the first couple of corners because they're all bunched up. But at the end of the day, I think it was best just to wait, you know, not go full attack mode on this difficulty here, so we could see a bit more of a realistic reading of how fast the Legend difficulty was on us. So I think throughout this whole video, I mean, I was pretty consistent with my lap times. I mean, you can look through the results of the last videos. I was pretty consistent with my lap times, obviously a bit of fluctuation here and there, but I decided to leave this in. I've cut obviously a little bit further back on this last lap of the race here, because I did actually manage to keep up with the cars in front. They were quite slow through the middle sector. I did manage to get a move on Carlos Sainz there, you saw, up to 18th place here, but I did make a slight mistake here, and he does go back down the inside of us here, and we come back on the track and there's a bit of contact, and Sainz, I don't know why, but he sort of just like jams on the brakes in the middle of the straight, so we just go back past him there. So I just wanted to leave that in there so you can see I was sort of keeping up with the cars in front, but mostly because they were bunching up in the middle sector, and across the start-finish line it was incredibly close between me and Sainz there, but I did actually just pip him to 18th place. So in that race there, we finished 15.9 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton and 2.6 seconds ahead of our teammate Roberto Merri, and we finished in 18th place. So I'm going to quickly run through all of this once again, guys, all of the stats I've got down here, and you can see all the lap times and everything on your screen there. Obviously AI going quite a lot faster. So on very easy difficulty, I was 9.5 seconds ahead of Hamilton. On easy difficulty, I was 1.9 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton. On medium difficulty, I finished 5.2 seconds behind him. On hard, I finished 8.7 seconds behind him. On expert difficulty, I finished 13.1 seconds behind him. And on legend difficulty, I finished 15.9 seconds behind him. And now the gap to Roberto Merri throughout the video, I finished 26.7 seconds ahead of him in the very easy difficulty, 20 seconds ahead of him in the easy difficulty. The medium difficulty, it was 16.2 seconds ahead of him, and on the hard difficulty it's 13.4 seconds ahead of Roberto Merri. Expert difficulty, I finished 5.4 seconds ahead of him, and then on legend difficulty I finished in just 2.6 seconds ahead of my teammate Roberto Merri. And now the positions, I got P1 in very easy difficulty, P1 in easy difficulty, P6 in medium difficulty, P9 on hard difficulty, P15 on expert difficulty, and P18 on legend difficulty. So there we are, guys. That is my difficulty comparison on F1 2015. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's been Axe, I'm out here. Goodbye.